Monday. I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir. Welcome to another marvelous episode of Overreaction Monday. I am the governor of college football, and with me is a guy that needs no introduction, the mayor of college football downtown, Nino Brown. Tonight's episode is going to be different, a little bit different from my typical setup. We're just going to talk ball talk, and these are some of my favorite episodes. We get to, me and Nino used to do this a lot. We'll do emergency episodes back in the day. Moon and I do it when we do CFB Late Show. Jalen and I do it as well, where we barely have a rundown. Let's just do it. You know what I'm saying? And those are some of my favorite episodes. So this thing's going to shift a little bit. Nino's going to be the conductor of tonight's show. Let's get into it, man.
Oh, first of all, it's glad to be back. It's been a little bit.
Yes,
had a lot of things going on, but it's bowl season, and
the background looks amazing, by the way. That is dope. I know how much work that's always been like a you and I thing. We always cared about the way our backgrounds look. That's super dope.
No, got to switch it up, like you said.
Every 2 years. It's coming up for me. I'm gonna have to switch, and I love this one, so I'm gonna have to switch it up.
That one's fire. I will admit. But yeah, let's talk a lot of things. We got transfer portal, we got coaching carousel, obviously bowl season. But let's talk. Just we were talking a little bit in the green room. Some quarterbacks that just recently went into the portal and where we think they could land, and if we were surprised if they went. I mean, it's kind of been talked about for a little bit. Samuel Levitt is not going to return to Arizona State, and we've seen that he's drawn a lot of interest. LSU, Oregon, a few other teams. Three big ones dropped today. I mean, Brendan Sorsby, Cincinnati quarterbacks hitting the portal. We're hearing what I've heard is that Indiana is a team of interest, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Dylan Raiola hit the portal as well. There was another guy, Caden Hauser from East Carolina, hit the portal. Aiden Childs, Michigan State quarterback, hit the portal.
Figured that one when Jonathan Smith was fired.
Yeah. So those are a couple guys.
DJ Lagway.
DJ Lagway has hit the portal. So there are ample arms out there for these new coaches in landing spots. I know, KT, you've seen it flying around. A lot of people saying that, Lagway could have interest with LSU or even Levitt at LSU. But about this time, maybe 365 days ago, there was a four-star kid that was committed to LSU that said that he chose LSU as the place he was going to go to school because they develop NFL caliber quarterback.
100%.
And then he flipped for what some might say the bigger bag or whatever it may be to a program that didn't have a bad season, but now is mucked up with a bunch of black marks and bad things to look at. So why wouldn't we think that Bryce Underwood? I think in my book, I have Bryce Underwood as the number one guy that Lane Kiffin's trying to pry out of into the portal because he said he's coming in with a vengeance. We all know that. And they're giving him, what, 25 plus million in the NIL money to play with?
Yes.
I think that might be able to draw Bryce Underwood away from Michigan, especially the fact that we've already read that he's just kind of waiting to see who the coach is going to be. And you and I don't think that they're going to hit any home run anytime soon. So what are your thoughts on Lagway and Underwood, and who do you think could be going to LSU? And then we'll talk about these other guys in a minute.
What I will say before I address that is that these quarterbacks should be counting their lucky stars that the biggest fish decided to stay in Columbia, South Carolina, and that right there confused the hell out of me. I just don't I understand loyalty, but sometimes I think you may become too loyal to a program, too loyal to a head coach, and Lenore Sellers, I just don't understand why he stays.
Kendall Briles.
Okay.
That's been in the works. I was talking to, Brosage. And I tell him, like, we fired 3 offensive coordinators and haven't replaced anybody. He's like, there's something coming down the pipeline. And he sent me some, how do you feel about this guy? I'm like, look what he did, Josh Hoover. Look what Josh Hoover's done on the Kendall Briles in the past 2 seasons. And I think if they play that type of a offensive scheme and bring that to Laura Sellers and kind of develop him to have better decision making with the deep ball.
That would give him so much space, bro, to do what he does.
Another underrated quarterback returning. Your guy I'm a fan of, Malik Washington coming back to Maryland. That's key.
That's a head scratcher. That's a head scratch. I think I don't know if it was a short or a video I put out, and I was talking about my love for where I grew up at, but I moved away. You know what I'm saying? The older you get, you don't want to be in those.
They retained that coach, right? Loxley's back for one more season.
Yeah. And I told Malik Washington, don't be loyal, bro. Leave. So it's a surprise, but Brendan Sorsby, I think, is going to get a lot of looks, and I think people may be confused on the looks because they didn't see this kid play. He literally carried that program on his back. Scott Satterfield, the guy that I thought that was on the hot seat entering the season, outstanding coaching job that they done there this past season. But you saw it towards the end during his tenure there. Some of the play calls he was frustrated with, like you can literally see them put in a play call. He looking like, yo, what are we doing? Like literally giving them that look from on the field. So wherever he goes, he's going to want that attention to detail. I think he wants to be coached difficult. And I think Indiana would be like a hand in glove fit where you look at each and every year they get a guy out of the portal. We saw it with Curtis Rourke. We seen it this past year with Fernando Mendoza. But when you look at the upside, like Kirk Cincinnati having a guy that's a legitimate dual threat quarterback, that would be incredible because Brendan Sorsby is a better runner than he's given credit for. DJ Lagway
started there. He started in Indiana before he went to Cincinnati. Does he go home?
That's a great nugget. And the program has 100% change, a 360 change since Cincinnati come to town. Google me, I win. He wasn't playing around with any of that. I think DJ Lagway is the most interesting prospect, and I saw on 3 earlier listed as high school stats. I'm like, what the hell they listen to his high school stats for? He has a couple of years of college football experience, and to me, and in my opinion, Billy Napier didn't coach this guy hard enough. The game against LSU earlier in the season when he just kept throwing interceptions, he was able to go to the sideline without any explanation, anything. Coach like Jeff Brom, like Miller Moss almost threw an interception and he chewed him out. Like, what were you thinking there? Like, what were you doing? Using expletives. So is DJ Lagway ready to be coached in that way? That's the biggest question that I have, because some of the decision making, we don't doubt his ability at all. He has an immense amount of ability. I think it was just a lot of the decision making, and it's not all on him. Some of it's play calling, but when you look at that roster that Billy Napier was able to put, it wasn't a roster issue. I think some of it was Billy Napier not being hard enough on his team, and then some of the decision making. What were you about to say, brother?
There was injuries that took away from that roster. I mean, Dallas Wilson missed multiple games this year, and we've seen when he's on, he's a touchdown machine threat at any time. So
Dallas Wilson missed a lot of games this year as well. So yeah, that's a great point. I think Hauser, the kid from ECU, outstanding year this year. He's going to get a lot of looks.
Dual threat kid as well.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm loving, and this is early on because there's some teams that's in the playoff, or some teams with major bowl games that kids haven't entered the portal yet. And we were talking about it in the green room how the portal window is so small this year, and that you better make the right decision because you don't have a second chance, which may lead to the other way that we saw some players do this year, like a Retzlaff and like the kid Xavier Lucas, who just kind of wasn't in the portal, just withdrew and then went to what's in Miami? Yeah, it was Miami. So that was kind of weird. So that's my take on those quarterbacks. The landing spots will be interesting, but some of the guys we talked about, they have an immense amount of talent, and a right program can propel them to that next level.
I saw that a potential place of interest or to watch out for Lagway would be Baylor. Now, I mean, we saw the success that, Robinson had in 2 years in Baylor, but
is Lagway going to have to play defense?
No, that's what I was going to say. Are they going to attack the defense in the portal? Because they not only they're going to attack the defense. I mean, Josh Cameron's gone, right? He's going to the NFL, so it's like there's some pieces that they're going to have to. Do they have
Mike Trigg is going to the NFL as well? Yeah. They better. Texas Tech put the bag out. Texas Tech is showing people the way. Hey, they had a horrible defense in 2024. They spent the bag that they needed. They knew that they could put up points. Got the defense, and then they're in the college football playoff.
That is a team to look out for to get one of these quarterbacks. And I understand, Will Hammond, but he had a season-ending injury, and I do not think that he's going to be ready 100% to start this year. Why not go get a veteran 1 year? Hey, Hammond, listen, we'll redshirt this year. Sit back, chill out, get that knee right. Injury concern, you can write that one off. You get 3 more years of eligibility, and we're going to run with this guy because they got a team. And I know they're losing some pieces, David Bailey, another guy up front in that defense, but man, they got a team, and they have a lot of up and coming kids, that was signed in this class and the class coming in. So I could see them maybe not Dylan Raiola, because that would just be super duper following the Patrick Mahomes scheme. But,
man, it would get scary hours if he went to Texas
like
Tech.
That. But even like a Sorsby, at Texas Tech, I think that fits that scheme.
They seen him in the Big 12. He does fit that scheme. We've seen the success that quarterbacks have had. Baron Morton has had a lot of success. Right. Even Will Hammond.
Texas Tech I think would fit that scheme as well. So some of these quarterbacks, and I think it's gonna.
What do you think about the Levitt situation? How his team and then were frustrated when that it was announced that he would be leaving Arizona State. They said he hasn't made up his mind yet, and then a few days later he entered the portal. Like what was your feelings on that?
Something was different this year. I don't know if Cam Scatterboo might have been the glue for that offense. Jordan Tyson had a year, so obviously there was no huff a puff with Levitt or Jordan Tyson.
100%.
It's sad to see Tyson kind of pull his hamstring there at the last game of the season, but I just maybe Samuel Levitt thought he was a little bit bigger than the team this year. Like, and I'm not saying that. I'm kind of just spitballing here because I don't know what would have changed, with how they were a unit. You mentioned how he entered the portal, but then 2 days later, Kenny Dillingham came out and said that anybody entered the portal is more than willing that we will let them play in the bowl game. You know what I mean? So it's like
that's hilarious. That's so Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah, but and everybody thought Kenny Dillingham was on the way out because of the way people were hitting the portal, and then what? They gave him an extension. So you got an extension.
100%.
So I don't know. If yes, we've seen players go to the next level out of Arizona State. But I think Jake Plummer was probably the last Arizona State quarterback that was of relevance to the NFL. So maybe he just wanted to go to a big stage. I mean,
because they thought Jaden Daniels was done after he left Arizona State. His last year there was horrible. Yeah. Right. So
I mean, I don't know. Things change. Schemes change, and maybe you want more eyes on you. Maybe you think. I think if Samuel Levitt goes to, LSU or Florida, someone like that. Put some, with Lane Kiffin, dude, you're looking at a possible first round pick. Like, look what he's doing. 100%. Trinidad Shambles. Like, what do you think he can do?
Is he the key to all of this?
Who?
Trinidad Shambles, because he's fighting for an extra year of eligibility.
I don't.
Like, does he go to LSU?
A lot of these people are getting denied this eligibility.
I don't know. He should get it though, because it was a year that he didn't play, but it was like at because it's like the language in his, because it was like at a different level. Should it count? So I think there's some belief that he'll actually get that extension because it was like at the D2 level. He didn't play. It's something weird. They were explaining it during the game. I don't remember the vernacular 100%, but they were saying he should get an opportunity. But you're right. A lot of people are being denied. So it'll be interesting.
I don't think that's Lane Kiffin's secret ace in the hole. I think Lane's coming for a vendor. I feel bad. Like I didn't think he was going to leave LSU, but leave Ole Miss for LSU. But I feel like the way they kind of tried to force him out, give him an ultimatum type. It was all wishy-washy. Then he was like, "Listen, I just want to coach my team to a title, man. No, you can't coach a team, but we'll let your OC come back and he can coach the team." I think like they poked the bear that they didn't need to poke.
I was with Ole Miss until they allowed the OC to come back. That was weird. Yeah, that was weird to me because I understood it from their perspective with Lane Kiffin.
But you just named Pete Golden the head coach.
Right.
So what does that mean? You don't have faith in the guy you just named your next head coach to coach the bowl game? What does that say
Right.
for players, bro? Watch the Ole Miss players after this bowl game. Pew,
You
pew,
think
pew, pew, pew,
you think
pew.
they'll be leaving? You think they can make a deep playoff run?
I think Lane Kiffin was the glue, baby.
Yeah. The players did seem genuinely happy for Pete Golding when he was named the head coach, but you don't know if it's for cinema or if that was like
going to do?
Oh,
I don't want him as my coach.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a shitty situation.
It is 100%,
and that's why I like this making him make a decision and with I was against it. Like, man, they're in the playoff. Like, you're gonna throw this all away,
right?
But when they changed the window, when they gave this, like you said, they gave this they squeezed everybody to you got to make decisions before you hit the bowl game.
I love it. I love the fact that early signing day was pushed up like 3 weeks almost, because typically it would be next week around that 21st, 22nd mark. So they moved that up a few weeks. These deadlines I think are just going to be outstanding for the sport. I'm just interested to see some of these moves and interested to see who is really the big fish out of all of the quarterbacks. Who you think the big fish is? We named a couple people, but who is the guy that once he settles, everything else will figure itself out?
I think right now it's kind of got to be between Lagway and Raiola. I think those are kind of the big pieces. And like I said, too, in the green room, anytime I hear a quarterback tied to Oregon interest, it makes me think that maybe, because we don't know yet, and we heard that Dante Moore is kind of on the fence whether he's going to go to the NFL draft or he's going to go for this all-in one last run with Oregon for a title.
That'd be dope, but I think he should go now. Like,
he goes. I think he's QB1. I know Mendoza won the Heisman. I just think that when he tests out and he goes for these pro days and in this combine, 100%. I think Dante Moore's athleticism and ability that he shows is going to.
His poise is out of this world. Yeah. He had so many clutch moments this year. So I'm loving that. I'm just interested to see where a lot of these pieces fall.
Now,
what do you think happened with Raiola in Nebraska?
They got rid of his uncle.
Okay.
Fired his uncle as the offensive line coach. I think his uncle was the piece that brought him in there. Like, I think he was on the fence where he wanted to go. I think once his uncle, once he knew his uncle was going to be there as offensive line coach, and he's going to stay there when Matt Rule came in under the new regime. He was like, "Oh, I want to go play for my uncle," and went there, and he probably would have stayed, but they fired him. And
right?
They did fire him, I think, with 1 game left in the year too. So like,
it was disrespectful.
And as soon as he was fired, that's when the rumors started flowing. So to me, I mean, it doesn't,
his brother decommitted.
Rocket science to kind of figure it out. Like, they put you read the tea leaves, like you always said. So that's my thing. Now we were going back a little bit. We're talking about bowl games and coaches having to sign and all this new signing period. I kind of mentioned to you, I want to talk about the beginning and the end of something, and allowing teams to opt out of bowl games, forcing schools to make coaching decisions early.
Oh, wow.
And having this time period. I think we are in the death of bowl season.
Wow.
And the beginning to 16 to 20 team playoff.
Wow. That is incredible.
Because they'll eliminate the bowls. They'll add more teams to the playoff. There'll be a void for maybe a few weeks, maybe a week or two before the playoff starts. They can get all this mess figured out. Doesn't affect anybody in their bowl games. Oh, I don't play. I'm not playing. Blah, 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 none of that. The pot for making the 16 to the 20 team playoff will be bigger. You know what I mean? You'll have
my apologies, brother. I'll be right back.
No problem. We'll have more at-large bids, I think, in that moment as well. So yeah, I think we are in the midst of the death of bowl season. I mean, they let 3 teams pretty much say, "Yeah, we don't want to play." I mean, Notre Dame had a gripe, but what does Kansas State have to complain about? Like, what did they do this year where they think that they deserve to be maybe in a better bowl or just didn't want to play a bowl game? Like, you should probably take the game because I think you needed it a little bit more than what you're thinking. So, like, these teams being allowed to, I know they got fined for not going to the bowl games, but yeah, I don't see bowl season lasting for much longer. what's the point? Yes, you get a little. Your school may get a little bit of a bag out of it, but when the views are starting to tank because the players aren't going and coaches aren't going to be there, and these games aren't, you're not seeing the teams that they were all season. What you were a fan of, that guys that were top running backs, receivers, whatever, defensive players, they're opting out because they hit the portal. What's the point of the bowl game? I just can't wrap my head around why they would continue to play bowl games. It just does. Like, are these sponsors going to want to continue to throw money? Like, Jesus is going to want to continue to throw money, and whatever it may be, the Miteke bowl game, whatever these bowl games, these crazy ones, are they going to continue to want to be thrown hundreds of thousands of dollars to be sponsors for games where kids aren't going to play? That coach that was candidate for coach of the year, possible in a G5 or whatever it may be, I took a different team. I'm out. We're gonna let the safeties coach this one up. We seen that with Florida State and Georgia in a major game. You know what I mean? In a main bowl game. It wasn't obviously playoff, but in a main bowl game, they got smoked, destroyed. So it's like, come on. Bowl season, unfortunately, get the roses out, man, because I think bowl season has come to an end, especially when they're making deadlines for signing day, the portal, one window. These coaches got to make decisions. Schools are wanting these coaches to either make a decision now before the end of the year. I can't see. Like I said, I can't wrap my head around what the point is. Like I was saying, Keith, I can't see what the point is of bowl season. Why are these sponsors going to want to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for teams that aren't what they were all year? Coach ain't there. Your star players opted out because he's hit the portal or he's declared to. You're getting, you're paying for 100%, but you're getting 65. And I don't think that this is going to last for much longer, especially, like I said, with all these dates pushed up, making coaches sign and make a decision early. I think bowl season is pretty much over. Get your roses out. So it's come to an end.
Wow. I think, one, that is an incredible take. And we did have some major schools not participate this year. Iowa State opted out. Kansas State opted out. Notre Dame opted out. I think something that could possibly help bowl season is to give their G5 their playoff. I've been a huge proponent of that. I've been a huge fan of that. It's just rough because did you see that the Big 12 fined those schools $500,000 for not participating in a bowl?
All right. Iowa State was a competitive team, was in and out of the top 25. Notre Dame had a valid beef as to why they didn't want
right, 100%. Yeah.
What did Kansas State do this year?
I'm not sure.
I said when you were gone, I think they could have used a little more eyes on them. I think they could have used a little bit more competitive
100%.
games. I just don't understand it. The Big 12 did it to save face. That's all. They're not trying to. They don't want the negative publicity. They're just trying to save face. But here's my problem. How are you going to give the G5 their own playoff when there's two G5 teams
in it right now?
Playoff? They can't say the quality of the product's not good. How many G5 schools were in the top 25 through circulation this year? There had to be at least a handful.
Yeah, there were. There were
6 or 7, right? North Texas. We had Navy was in there.
Navy made an appearance. Yeah.
So USF was in the top 25.
Memphis made it at one point as well.
6 or 7 teams. I mean, granted, they may not have been in the top 15, but who gives a shit, to be honest with you? They were in the top 25, sniffed it for at least 1 to 2 weeks throughout the season. How are you going to say, especially with Tulane and James Madison, in the playoff, how can you say that, they'd have to have their own? It's good. 20 teams, you might get, and the breakdown will be easy. You give your SEC their 5, the Big 10 their 5, and then you go whatever it is, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, whatever, however it works out. But I think that's what you're looking at. Now you're going to have your G5 winners, especially if they're at a higher rank, right? Look at how Miami got into it. That's why they're not where they should be, because you had a higher ranked G5 team in the top 25 when it's all said and done. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't see. I think it's a good idea. But then again, I like Dino's idea of just go, hey, whatever, big playoff. When we get rid of conferences, we just run it the fuck up. 132 teams. you get mix and match. You might play Tarleton State this week. You might play Mercer, but it's the way it works. You know what I mean? It's no, I'm going to take 8 SEC games. Like, well, why do you think, who played Oklahoma or Ohio State at the beginning of the year and lost? Was that Alabama? Texas, right? Yeah. So they were saying, why should they be, kind of shunned for taking it because of the loss, but then why are people going to take the game? And it makes total sense. Why are we going to go outside of our schedule, outside of our conference, and take these validity games, supposedly? But I guess it's only validity if you win, right?
If you win, right, 100%.
So then why am I taking the chance? It's not. Is it really worth the chance? So, I think it's all funneling down within the next 3 to 5, where I think that's where we're going to be. And we've been saying it for a year or two. We think that's what they want anyway. So
bowl season was under siege and under high scrutiny back in 2023.
Yeah.
And you can kind of start to see it then. And what we have this year, and some of it is just the lopsided games. Like even with the LA Bowl that, this past weekend, we're going to discuss, it's such a lopsided game. And people pay good money, for that. And to go there and see it, it was a lopsided matchup from the beginning, from our perspective. But anytime Boise State played anybody of any type of relevance this year, other than UNLV, who they've owned, it was BTA.
This was a top 25 team last year. This was the Heisman finalist was
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man. I mean, Denzel, like we said, Denzel put himself in that top 5 wide receiver with his performance. He kind of locked that in.
You think he should run at the combine? I don't think he should, unless he's going to have a faster time than we think he's going to have.
If he didn't have an injury-plagued season, I would say, nah, man, do what you want. I think there's going to be some OCs, some GMs that are going to want to see if the injuries are concerned.
Right.
Going to want to see if, what his top speed can be. But man, he screams Anquan Bolden to me.
100%.
He just like this, the style of play, the physical. That boy is physical, and he attacks the ball.
There's 2 players I seen this year that was just absolute specimens. Denzel Boston was one of them, and Nick Harbor was the other one. I said, both of these kids were made in labs. No. And you talking about guys that are like legit 6'4", 6'5", that look like middle linebackers, and they're playing wide receiver, bro. Like that's scary.
Nicholas Harbor runs sub 4.3 40s.
Dude.
At that size, what's he, 6'5"?
He's a legit 6'5". I remember me and Moon are like looking at this dude like, what lab was he made in? Like,
that's like T.O., bro.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, he is an absolute freak of nature. Retaining him, is huge for
it's paramount. Yeah.
We saw them once he decided to play football and just put the track behind him. We saw them slowly figure out how to use Nick Harbor. Man, when he gets the ball in the open field, God bless you. God, and I'm taking that dude down. You know what I mean? That 5'7" DB ain't taking that dude down.
Not at all. And he will run past you. There was a couple times this season that Shane Beamer was like, no matter what, throw it to Nick Harbor. Yeah, and they resulted in big plays, 100%. Especially when he runs that post route or the 9. Of course, it's a thing of beauty.
I got a question for you. In this discussion, coaches landing everywhere. Kind of a team that I've been a fan of for a while. Kentucky. They take a guy from my Oregon Ducks. I mean, Cal also took Tozy, so I think we can kind of talk about both of those landing spots. But I think. Don't sleep on Will Stein being a player in this portal for a quarterback.
Okay.
Don't sleep on him. If they're going to let him drive the bus and not tell him what stops to make, bro, you're looking at a full bus. You're going to be money hand over. I think that Kentucky can return. Like, I know you were against Mark Stoops being fired.
100%.
What Mark Stoops has done over the time being there is legendary. If you look at like his total numbers, but they've kind of plateaued, and he's had trouble replacing Liam Cohen. Like he's had trouble like retaining offensive coordinators.
He has.
He's tried through the portal to hit the quarterback, and I don't know. And I know people say, "Oh, well, Will Levis wasn't that good," but Will Levis is better than anything they've had.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was
Since him, and he was. Yes, he was. He was a damn good quarterback for Kentucky.
Right.
They've kind of struggled to hit that. So, like, I think those things combined in SEC play lately, they've only been relevant at the end of years, kind of as like you're going in there and this. If we don't win, this one could be a tough one at the end of the year.
Right. They're gonna scrap with you. They're gonna fight with you.
But I think what Will Stein brings in that offense that you're looking at in Oregon, granted, you got a bigger bag, and you have the fact that you have a coach like Dan Lanning that automatically draws players. Will Stein was behind that offense. That offense that's kind of
100%.
50 to 60 plays a game. Can't go from dink and dunk to spread it out and throwing the ball deep downfield. We've seen what all these wide receivers have gone to. Like Troy Franklin can't make it in the NFL.
Yes, that is so hilarious.
Pretty sure Troy Franklin's doing damn well in the NFL.
Right.
Like who's the guy in Tampa Bay? He won't make it in the NFL either with the wide receiver that they have.
I don't know why I just drew a blank.
I drew a blank as well off.
Another
Tez Johnson.
Tez Johnson, yeah, another
too small,
guy.
Just a fast, speedy dude.
Right.
Come on, man. Like Will Stein, I think, will be able to get his players in the portal, and I think they're going to see the success that the offense in Oregon has had. Man, I think people are sleeping on what Will Stein can bring to Kentucky, and I think if they give him, like I said, let him drive the bus.
He needs the resources. They need to open up the checkbook.
But he's pulling pieces out of Oregon. He's pulling pieces out of guys. I think his offensive line coach was with him wherever he was prior to Oregon. So like he's going. He's going to the bank, and he's building a nice staff, and it's kind of going underrated and under the radar.
They have a GM there.
Yeah, he stole a GM, I think, from Oregon.
Oh wow, that's incredible. That's pivotal because they
almost 100% sure the GM from Oregon is now
Vince Morrow to Louisville, and that was devastating for them as it pertains to being able to recruit guys. So I want to see Kentucky win. That program deserves it. It really has. They really do deserve it. So I like the hire. I'm just hoping that they give him the appropriate resources, and we're not 3 years from now. I'm like, yo, what this thing could have been if they opened up the game.
Yes. Do you think that the hire of Tosh Lupoi will keep I can't say his name, Jaron?
JKS is what we were calling him, right? Jaron,
he's he's a hell of a recruiter.
He is. And I don't know, because I didn't think Justin Wilcox deserved to be fired. So I don't think I've gotten over that. You know what I'm saying? But yes, great hiring Tosh Lupoi. I remember when people wanted him out of Oregon, and each and every year you saw this guy do the work. You seen him do the work each and every year, and you saw a Cal team with not a lot of talent at spurts in the season overperformed, and we also seen that spurts in a season where they underperformed as well. So yes, if he can. Who doesn't want to go play? You know what I'm saying?
Look what he saw with Bear Alexander.
Right.
Like Bear Alexander, we were always saying was a bust, right? Me, you, Dino.
Oh yeah. After the USC experience, we were done. We wrote him off 100%. Yes.
Dude's probably on right now on the verge of being a top 40 pick in next year's draft.
Yeah, 100%. I'm so glad he didn't make an emotional decision. Came back to get that continued development.
Him and Mateo for one more year. Oh,
that's crazy.
Like, look at what that's crazy. He pulled Mateo. Like that Mateo had everyone.
Offers from because everybody knew he was real deal.
And then the guys that he's pulled through the secondary, through the portal that he's recruited in, these kids that he's brought up, Flowers. Like Aaron Flowers is legit. Like he is a top tier recruiter, and I think that he could, if he retains JKS, I think that they may have. The ACC is wide open every year.
It is. It is.
And
it was a mockery. It was a mockery this past year.
Dude, a team with 5 losses won the ACC.
Dude, that frustrated me, and I had a feeling it was going to happen just because the way that the season had worked. But Georgia Tech had opportunities. Miami had opportunities to win the conference, and it would have been such a better look for the conference if Miami won the conference. SMU had opportunities this past year. It was frustrating watching the ACC.
Virginia was a good team.
Yeah, they were. UVA had an
fell
opportunity
apart
as
at the end because of injuries and whatever.
Yeah.
That team hasn't been there forever. We talked about how they have had a 1,000-yard runner in almost 10 years. So it's like now they were relevant and they were playing well. Chandler Morris, but now he's gone. I'm pretty sure this was his last season, right?
Yeah,
so
it was. He's
gone.
Not.
I think that Tosh it will be able to kind of keep the momentum going. I think, yes, you said Justin Wilcox might not have deserved to be fired. I think it was the same reason why Mac Brown got fired. No adjustment down the stretch.
Right.
There was no adjustment. You relied on this kid as a freshman to kind of just figure it out. You weren't making adjustments on the offensive scheme. Defense kind of became Swiss cheese, just like Georgia Tech. They couldn't stop a nosebleed for the last 4 games of the season. So I think that was mostly why. And in this day and age, when there's so much turnover, and you know that there's going to be this new blood or this acclaimed coaching that's going to be available, you got to strike while the iron's hot. Justin Wilcox won't be out of a coaching job for long.
No, he won't. I think he's and some of the ways I feel about certain people, like, we was able to sit down and talk with him at ACC Media Days, and you like, damn, like you think about people that, because coming into the season, I had no feelings about Cal, but after we sit down and spoke with him, I'm like, yo, I think Cal can be serious this year, and it was the same way about Wake Forest, and how everybody talks so great about their head coach Jake Dickert. So yeah, I think that's part of it. But if Tosh Lupoi can recruit in California, recruit in Pacific Northwest, and get some of the best talent out of Hawaii, Cal can be relevant, and they can certainly, like you say, I have no favorites in the ACC next year. I'm not even interested in going to ACC Media Days next year. I'm more interested in going to Pac-12 Media Days, Pac-8, whatever they're going to adopt as. I'll be more interested in going there. I have no desires to go there this upcoming year.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
That's how you're feeling.
Yeah. And plus, out of all of the media days we went to, that Big 12 was amazing. They're sending everybody our way. Yeah. American was amazing. The coaches were literally fighting. The SIDs were fighting to come and sit at our table, because I don't think they've ever seen anybody with a live setup ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Sirius XM was right next to us, but it's radio, so it's a little bit different. It's different when you got camera and it's live, and like parents are like, "Yo, is this live? Like, what is this on? How do we watch this? How do we share this with our families?" So it was just amazing. So I can't wait to go back. American was my favorite one from the cycle this past year. I can't wait for Media Day cycle. I'm trying to rush it already, bro.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm excited for it as well. I'm excited for. I guess we could talk a little bit about it real quick before we kind of get to our path to the playoff championship. Let's talk about Shrine Bowl acceptance and Senior Bowl. And I think, well, today a lot of names named to the Senior Bowl. Okay, here are the big dogs. Jan Miller, right? They're starting Marion Browns. They're starting to name the big dogs. But Cade Klubnik chose the Senior Bowl. I mean, chose the Shrine Bowl over the Senior Bowl. Was kind of a surprise to me.
That's interesting. You said Harold Perkins did as well, right?
Yeah, Harold Perkins did as well. I mean, and they went to Clemson in person invite to Cade Klubnik. So, wow. Yeah, him and Adam Randall got the in-person invite. So, like, I just was looking at some of these, just running down, like, Chip Trahan is going to the Shrine Bowl. Who else we got out here?
He had one of the most interesting careers I think I've ever seen.
Up, down. 1 year he was hot fire, then he would just kind of fall off. Then he was hot fire again, then he would kind of fall off. Like we said, Harold Perkins has accepted his invite.
He's going to test off the boards. I can't wait to see the height and weight measurements. That's like, when we're about to head down there, I'm so excited to be back down there. I remember, I think my last episode of Governor College Football, I was just talking about that experience and how me and you were like side by side, and we kind of saw that, we are closer alike than we thought. Yeah, chopping up thumbnails, chopping up video, fixing audio. And we was just grinding the entire time. So I'm ready for that feeling again. I can't wait to go to.
I'm flying in this time. So
are you?
Okay. Yeah. I'm flying in.
Yeah, you drove from. I don't think people know like how far away you drove from. That was like what for you? Like a 20 something.
It was like 21 to 22 hours, but I would drive like 15, stop in North
So
Carolina.
Fayetteville, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I would do the rest. But yeah, I mean, like I said,
you did the driving, right?
Oh yeah,
All
yeah.
of it, right?
There's no switching up. No. Like I said, Klubnik, but Dante Corleone. I know that Dean I was a big fan of him, a defensive tackle out of Cincinnati.
We interviewed him this past summer. He went to the Shrine Bowl as well.
Yeah, so like I was surprised.
But you can slowly see it these past few, because the Shrine Bowl was the bigger game, and then we looked at the work of our guy Nagy, and he propelled the Senior Bowl to heights where they like overcast like what they was able to do on social media, and he talked about that every year there. It was just the work on social media, the word of mouth, to how it just propelled this light. But the Shrine Bowl is actually the older
of the two.
But
I mean, but I'm not throwing shade. I just wanted to see what a new sponsor, Panini, the card company taking over.
Right.
Like I said, today Jam Miller was announced. Barry Brown.
That'd be huge.
Obviously,
Barry Brown is.
What is that?
I tell you, think Barry Brown is. I can't wait for the height and weight measurements, man.
5'10".
5'10". Yeah.
But we obviously saw Sawyer Robinson, Michael Drake, those those guys. TJ Parker just the other day announced out of Clemson that he's going to the Senior Bowl.
Did we think he would even need something like that heading into the season?
No, we thought he was a top 30 pick.
Yeah.
But I think this helps him. I think he can have.
He better go work.
Propel himself. I think right now he's a back end second round pick, early third round pick. I think a good Senior Bowl, a good combine,
it always
put
helps.
him in the top 40. I think that's reasonable. A guy that people know.
Pavia is there as well too, isn't he?
Yeah, Pavia accepted.
Yeah. You think he'll show? Because every year we seem to have somebody that just like either like leaves after day one or kind of just doesn't show at all.
I don't know. Haynes King went Shrine Bowl too, by the way.
Did he?
Yes.
That's interesting.
I saw that. I think Pavia needs to take every aspect of putting himself out there. He needs all the positivity he can get too.
100%.
To go with it. But I thought another guy that I thought accepted him was Ted Hurst. I know Moon would be a fan of that. Georgia State wide receiver. Kids got the game. I want to see Tanner Carousel, Houston tight end. I think he has a chance to kind of put himself up in this class. Jack Pyron. Defensive end for LSU. He'll be at Senior Bowl. A couple other names I wanted to mention was Katron Allen, right? He
really
said it. Yes, he's going to be at the Senior Bowl. Romello Brinson, wide receiver at SMU, he'll also be there.
I think that kid's got talent.
Bud Clark, I think that kid. I think this is a guy.
I interviewed him this past summer. That kid's incredible, man.
He has all the aspects of what you want. Like he can knock the snot out of you. He can cover. Right,
he's gonna rise. He'll be a riser. I can't wait to start seeing your riser list and the people to watch out for. That's what I know. Senior Bowl is getting close. Yeah,
he's about to be one.
I can't wait for that.
Those are some of the names in the two bowl games that they've kind of accepted invites. But let's wrap this up with a little bit of a path to the championship and who you think has the easiest path and who do you think's gonna kind of win it all here? Let's go with top of the board. You got the James Madison Oregon game, which will lead you to the Texas Tech, also Alabama Oklahoma, which leads you to Indiana.
Right.
Who do you got in this Oregon James Madison game?
So I think the thing that will surprise people now, Autzen is going to be something that JMU has never seen. But the thing that will surprise people about JMU, their defense is better than advertised. They have a legit defense. Yes, their competition they played this year wasn't great at all. I think the best team that they played this year was Washington State, if I'm not mistaken.
Who had 5 wins?
Yeah, who had 5 wins. Their defense played lights out this year. I'm wondering how well their defense can play, and if Barnett doesn't turn the ball over. But I think both the Tulane game and both the JMU and Oregon game are both landslides.
It's 21.5 points. There's no Bob Chesney. There's obviously no OC DC for Oregon. They'll be kind of.
Chesney is coaching, isn't he?
Bob Chesney's going to coach the bowl game?
Yeah. He's been running around. There's been a couple coaches running around like not getting any sleep. I think he's one of them.
Oh, him and Summerall, I guess. So Summerall.
Summerall. Yeah. So he flew in. The brass at UCLA UCLA fell in love with Chesney, and then he flew right back to I don't know why I forget the city because James Madison. Yeah.
All right. Well, with Chesney in there, I think it's. But I think 21.5 points. I think I like Alonzo Barrett. I think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's seen anything of the likes of Bear Alexander or Taylor Ugolait. Like I think it's going to be too much upfront pressure for the James Madison offensive line, and I think that they're going to knock them right out of their comfort zone early. I don't think James Madison has enough to withstand some of the body blows to go in this 10-round fight. I don't think they have it, but they're a good team. When you talk Tulane and James Madison, I'm probably taking Tulane because I think they faced more legitimate competition.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
and Ratzlaff has been there and done that. He's played at a high level, and he has the ability to turn it on. The moment you criticize him, I know that UTSA loss was a terrible loss for Tulane. They got hands and feet put upon them. He went into Memphis and he went there with a mission, and he played the lights out in that Memphis game.
That was BYU.
He was comfortable when he was in his bag.
I'm with you. I have Oregon in this game. Now let's talk Oklahoma, Alabama. Can we have a repeat, or has Alabama had enough L's in the system where they're done?
So heading into this game, I was thinking early, even though it's in Norman, I was thinking early Alabama. I was like, they have to get this thing right. Had a couple of weeks layoff. Kalen DeBoer and company needs to go to work. Ryan Grubbs needs to figure it the hell out. And to be quite honest with you, Brent Venables has been ahead of Kalen DeBoer these last 2 years. And Kalen DeBoer is known as a guy that reads signs well. If this sport wants to be antiquated, I know they want to go fast. I know they want to run these turbo offense. You want to be antiquated and archaic, and people steal your signs. That's on you. Ryan Grubb ran his mouth that whole damn week, and it pissed me off. Oh, best believe we're going to be changing our signs. We're going to be doing this, that, and the third. And Brent Venables was ahead of you again. I was Alabama until I seen that Oklahoma canceled school on Friday. This crowd is going to be the loudest. I think they're going to compete with College Station. That the staff going to be drunk as hell. The students going to be drunk as hell. And school on Friday, they're going to be partying all night, all morning. There's no way in hell Alabama goes into Norman and get a win. When I saw that, I said no. I said Oklahoma understands it. They absolutely understand it. Yeah, I got Oklahoma winning this game. Who you got?
So when it comes to this, I'm going to take the team that's been doing what they're good at. Very good. With no hiccups all year. In this matchup, we've got two quarterbacks that are kind of reeling, not playing very well. John Mateer, since the hand injury, has not been the John Mateer, and it's not just with the throws; it's been some of the decision making as well.
Yeah, agreed.
It's been off. We've talked about it just last week alone. Ty Simpson has kind of, yes, he may have been one of the top quarterbacks in the SEC, but if you look more into it, not just the numbers, his plays kind of fell off a little bit. Hence why I think Fernando Mendoza pushed ahead of him in the Heisman and ultimately won it. Because obviously Jeremiah Love was never going to win it.
Right.
He would have had to have 2,000 yards and a ridiculous amount of touchdowns.
We saw Genty didn't win it last year.
Yeah. So I knew it was just the name. Notre Dame, sorry, you didn't get in the playoff, but we'll put one of your guys in the Heisman. Give you a little
Playing a bowl game, please. You guys, huge attraction. You know.
So I'm going to go with the fact that I think that Oklahoma's defense is just what has been their bread and butter, which is what their coach is all about. Hasn't really fallen off at all this year. They've been top 15 defense for most of the season. They've been a top 10 defense for a lot of the season. We've seen the resurgence of Peyton Bowen in that secondary again. That front four, whatever you want to three, however they want to play it, has been elite up front, and they've been attacking the ball all season. Like you're looking at less than 2.5 seconds to get rid of that ball. You have to be prepared. And Ty Simpson hasn't been very good after the first read, especially when the pressure's coming down. He's facing the bullets flying these last couple of weeks. But it's hard to beat somebody.
It is more than once in a season,
especially very close, because now they have a little extra on tape. You know, both ways. It goes both ways.
And we seen Alabama travel well. Like that one they had in Athens, like none of us expected it, earlier in the season.
Kalen's Ball coming out making a statement about how he's not interested in any of the coaching job and has not spoke with anybody. I think that's just kind of to quiet the room. I think he wants these guys focused on the playoff and let them know that he's not a distraction. But Oklahoma's defense has been the only real solid thing for them, and it's carried them. I don't know if I can say that Alabama's defense has carried them at all this year. I feel like if we had to go on who's carried them more, I think Ty Simpson's probably carried them more than that defense has when it came to clutch moments of they need to make a stop or Simpson has to get a score. I think Simpson's got more of the scores and Alabama's got the stops on the defensive side.
That Missouri game is a great indicator of that. He made so many plays. After that game, and I know it was earlier in the season, I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to give Ty Simpson a Heisman.
I was ready. I mean, even in the LSU game, he did make some bad decisions, but he made some really good freaking throws, and he outperformed. Was it Mike? Was it Barron or did Nussmeier play in that game?
Nussmeier played, but he didn't finish the game.
Right. So it was Michael Van Buren who came in the second half. I just think he was just a better quarterback in that game. And I think there are some things he can work on, but I think in the end, I think this defense is going to put too much pressure, and I think it's going to.
Sorry to change the subject. Is Nussmeier going to one of the post season? Or is he injured? What's going on with him?
He's still dealing with the torso injury. I know that. Okay. But he hasn't accepted it, and I haven't heard that he's got an invite either. So every year we see one of these late quarterbacks that are added.
I think he needs it to show that I'm still that guy that you guys thought I was before the season.
Have you heard anything about Connor Wegman?
I haven't. The disrespect is real. That kid had an amazing year this year.
Houston was ranked because of Connor.
Exactly. And they had some deep water games too. Like that Oregon State game. I know Oregon State wasn't a good team, but they were down multiple scores, and he just put the team on the back.
Yeah, I'm with
you. Just an incredible year.
So hear me out. I got Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma wins the game at home. I think it's going to be closer than most people thinking. I think a lot of people, because Alabama looked terrible against Georgia, and I don't think that.
I don't think that game matters.
I don't think many people think they could have bounced back from that. I think that game mattered for them, but I don't think it matters in this aspect. You know what I'm saying? I think Oklahoma's gonna be able to pull it out. I think they can win, but it's gonna be less than 7. How about that?
I think the incredible thing is, for me, we haven't seen Mateer play his best ball in a very long time. What happens if he heals a little bit during this 2-week layoff, and he's seeing things clearly, and he's just playing better ball. I take that environment. I don't think we appreciate this first round enough. Some of these environments, College Station in a playoff game,
stupid,
dude,
stupid.
And then Alabama, Oklahoma, is that the night game Friday night?
Yeah.
Dude,
here's my thing with Mateer. Has the injury played a part in the reason why he hasn't been as good down the stretch, or has the quality of the defenses that he's facing played a part?
It's 100% the competition. What you see and the way that these teams manipulate their 4-2-5, because most defenses in that conference run a 4-2-5. DJ Durkin is one of the few defensive coordinators that switches it up, and he'll give you multiple looks. But it's the quality. It's 100% the quality of the defenses. People don't understand SEC football until you're there. And you get it. You go out. Everybody recognizes you. Everybody's saying something about your game. Hey, what we gonna do with Alabama this week? It's just different. It's just different. It's no disrespect to the great Pacific Northwest. It's just different when you get into SEC country. So
that Mike linebacker changes things.
Yeah, it does. It does. And Alabama's got a legitimate one in Lawson. So
all right. Now let's talk. So you got Oregon facing Texas Tech, and we got Oklahoma facing Indiana.
That's one of the toughest games to call of the entire bracket.
I said to you before, and I'm going to stick with this. I don't think Indiana's faced any team with the quality of Oklahoma's defense. Yes, I'm an Oregon fan, and yes, Oregon's defense is a top 25 defense, but they weren't on all cylinders when Indiana played them.
They weren't. They
now
caught them at the right time.
Yes. If Oklahoma coming off a win at home against Alabama, if this is how it plays,
Mm.
on a defensive sided game that they win it with,
Mm.
ooh, Mendoza better be ready because they are going to give him looks that he has not seen.
That layoff
Ever.
is scary in this college football playoff because it's like a 3-week layoff. It's almost like a bowl game.
How you say fresh? Like
yeah.
and competitively fresh. You know, it's one thing going against your own team. They ain't hitting you.
Right.
They ain't touching you. You got a bubble on, baby. You know what I mean? Like, I think that Oklahoma can make an upset. But if they don't, let's just play it out. Google me wins this one. I'm taking my Ducks against Texas Tech.
Oh, 100%.
And I don't think Indiana can beat Oregon right now.
No, I'm with you there. I don't care if they play Oklahoma or Indiana. To me, when you look at the landscape of last year's playoff, Ohio State weren't in their conference championship. They was hungry. They were upset. They were angry. That Michigan game just left a bad taste in their mouth.
Them off.
And the greatest motivator that we have in this sport, we don't deserve Dan Lanning. The way that he communicates to his players and he gets them ready for games and some of the parallels that he uses and his ability to tell stories, to me, the side of the bracket that they're on, I bet you Dan Lanning saw this and said, okay,
thank you.
All right, we might be destined for a rematch against that team that came into our home and beat us. Oh, man. I'm telling you, I think Oregon wins it all. I'm just going to put that out there. I love the side of the bracket that they're on.
Before we make any of those,
yeah.
On the other side, we got Tulane, Ole Miss, and then we have which send you to the Sugar Bowl versus Georgia, and then you have Miami versus Texas A&M in College Station, and the winner of that goes to the Cotton Bowl to face Ohio State.
Yeah.
Talk to me about this 6-11 game here, because this kind of scares me a little bit. Now, because I don't think the school's got faith in Pete Golden after you name him head coach, and then you go and say that, the OC that's now leaving to go to LSU can come back and coach a team. So that just is weird. Why name him the head coach then if you don't think he can coach this team?
Right.
What's going to be the quarterback situation? Can John Summerall handle two programs right now? Because he's recruiting for Florida.
I'm not a fan of it. If I'm a school like Florida, I'm like, hey, what you did there was cute. We hired you because of your work there. Bring your here, bro. We got work to do.
Yeah.
Our fan base isn't happy. Our boosters aren't happy. Our donors aren't happy. And some of them don't believe in you. Get to work, bro. Like, that's cool and all, but get to work. I'm not a fan of it. Bob Chesney, the same thing.
Yeah, I think you got to focus. Thing, but
they're like fly coaches right now. They're flying flights here, flying flights there.
Ole Miss got a lot of moving parts right now.
They do.
I know they're at home. Oh, but what a way to shake things up if Tulane could pull this out.
It'd be interesting.
Darren Menza, he leaves Tulane, goes to Duke. Now he wants to enter the NFL draft, and that's what I'm hearing.
He's entering.
It's possible he's contemplating entering the NFL.
I thought he would enter the portal and be one of the biggest fishes in the portal. So he's going to the draft.
I think he's looking at this as a weak class, and there's a chance for him to possibly
teams will fall in love with him.
Top 50 pick.
Yeah.
But Rhett Slaff has come in there and filled that void, so it's Summerall's been able to kind of do it back-to-back years with a QB, mold him in his game. I just don't know if that Tulane defense can stop that. Come on,
Oxford's going to be Oxford's going to
be loud,
crazy. You know what's interesting, Nino? In a perfect world, if Lane Kiffin was still in Oxford, that matchup between them and Georgia again on a neutral field, because they almost went into Athens.
Give me Oregon, Ole Miss.
Yes. And we would college football would just fall in love with a national championship.
How you do that to Lane Kiffin, bro?
Yeah. It's rough. Like your school, like I get it from one perspective. Hey, that's a competitor, but at the same time, you have the ability to do something so special. Nobody's ever done in the great history of
Ole Miss ain't never won a national championship, right?
Yeah. No, they haven't
been relevant enough to win one.
They haven't,
man.
And Lane Kiffin was huge in changing that guard for them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's taking some guys at quarterback that we weren't sure how good they were, and
turned them
just
into
made them
possible
elite.
Heisman candidates.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I just think that environment for the Ole Miss Tulane game is just going to be too crazy, and I know that we look at watershed games possibly as JMU, Oregon, Tulane, Ole Miss. I think what we see in College Station, I think that is that a midday game that Saturday, or it might be the first game that Saturday.
12 o'clock.
It's gonna be something we've never seen.
Blowout,
dude. I think
blowout. Miami started the half.
Yeah. I think that might be the biggest point spread. This
Texas A&M is looking at this game. You motherfuckers don't belong here. You don't belong in this playoff, bro. You beat a team that ain't in the playoff. So what makes you be in the playoff? Mm-hmm. You couldn't even win your conference. You lost your conference. Got won by a 5-loss Duke team. Like, bro, you were in conference play. You were 5th. You don't belong here. You're a name. You're an attraction. Mm-hmm. That is all you are. You're the flavor of the week, bro. And we are gonna mop a fucking train station with them.
Oh,
hey, Marcel Reed is about to go off.
Yo,
this game.
How was that working with Colin Klein? Is he calling plays or is he not? I don't think it matters, quite frankly. But I was just wondering. So when they go to face a team like Ohio State, who disguises their coverages, I think it will matter then.
What are they going to do when they go? All right, so they're obviously not going to go towards Ruben Bain. They're going to run an opposite. They run all plays opposite Ruben Bain.
Mm. But they have incredible balance offensively, though.
Who's going to cover Mario Craver or Casey Concepcion? Who?
No, nobody. No, nobody.
And God forbid they start running the ball, Ruben Owens, because of all of a sudden Ruben Owens is starting to run the ball like we thought he was supposed to be when he was a top 5 running back in his class. What are they going to do? I think Miami gets absolutely destroyed. I love Malachi Toney.
That kid's incredible. You think he enters the portal or you think he stays put? Because he's a Florida kid, right? He's a Miami kid, right?
Yeah, I think he stays. Okay. But I'm going to say something right now. I think this game could make Carson Beck become a 3rd-round pick.
Wow.
If he gets dogged up and he looks like absolute dog meat in this game, when the pressure's on, we've seen him kind of.
Yeah, we've seen him fold. Yeah, I think he'll go into this game. It's like, oh yeah, this is why I left the SEC. Yeah. that place, the scenes that we get, Austin's going to be incredible. Norman is going to be absolutely incredible. But the fireworks we get, we are not worthy of a Saturday game in College Station for playoff implications. That place, Kyle Field's going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts in there. That is a turn your television down warning to everybody because it's going to be
lock
incredible.
The door, nobody comes in.
Yeah,
nobody coming in. All right, so let's wrap this up real quick. So we got Ole Miss, Georgia in a rematch, and then we have Texas A&M, Ohio State. I don't think Ole Miss is going to have enough firepower. I think if it was Kiffin,
yes, I would lean Ole Miss with Kiffin. But
I'm telling you, I would have them together in the championship. Oregon, I think Georgia pulls this out. Well, hold the phone here. I think the Aggies can go blow for blow with Ohio State.
I think so too. Ohio State, the moment that they were in deep water, and I kept saying that leading up to the game, I need to see Ohio State in deep water. And the moment they was in that deep water and they was with them Sharks, they folded. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem when you kind of coast through your schedule, that when you in moments, you know what I'm saying, you start to realize, oh, damn, we can lose this game. They hadn't had that feeling all year. So yeah, Texas A&M will take them to that deep water. I said this before. I said it again. I think Texas A&M have more ways to win than any other team in the country. It's just that Texas game, the way that Arch went off, scared the living hell out of me. But I would favor Texas A&M over Ohio State. I don't like
the minuscule.
Yeah. It would. You're right. We're talking about 2.5 points here.
Yeah. I mean, I just think I gotta say this correctly. Okay, because when dudes drop paid in full memes, they mean fucking business.
Oh, that's scary. It's scary hours when I saw that.
Yeah, but we saw we saw a team be able to make Julian Sayin uncomfortable where he was able to himself take Jeremiah Smith out of the game.
100%.
The tape is there. If they can make Julian Sayin, then and that front six, however you want to cut it up for Texas A&M, can get after the fucking ball.
And they got an outstanding defensive minded head coach in Mike.
That's what I'm saying. So like Elko is not playing around. If they can get Sayin uncomfortable, I think the Aggies are perfectly fine with getting beat by Cardell Tate, taking Jeremiah Smith out of the game.
Yeah, if they walk into the game and say, hey, we lose with we're gonna roll coverage every time there's Jeremiah Smith and Cardell Tate beats us, we can live with that.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine. But if that's the case, Julian Sayin is going to take some hits though.
Yeah,
and he's going to start to get uncomfortable, just like he did in that game where they were able to remove Jeremiah Smith in the second half.
And Texas A&M is very exotic in their looks. They will send pressure from anywhere.
They will send a guy in motion and then follow him, man, and come back and blitz you from the opposite end. Like what? They'll put a guy in a box. Next thing you know, he's covering your guy coming out the backfield. So you just got to watch out. Like they are absolutely very disguisable and sneaky. So I think Texas A&M has a chance to beat them. And
yeah, I'm with you there. I did not think we would agree on that. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
Well, not for nothing, but when we saw Indiana kind of be able to, so this is what it was to me. They play a too high safety on defense, right? But they don't help. It's fact, bro. That's what Indiana's too high safety defense. The safeties don't help. They do whatever the fuck they want. It's you play in coverage, but it's you play coverage to attack the ball. That's what they do. Sayin got all fucked up. Couldn't understand it. Every time he saw them back at too high safety,
and it's similar to what Ohio State does. With Caleb Downs.
But it was way more disguised, like to the point where you think that he's on coverage. The next thing you know, here he comes, flying down the box. So it's like, all right. Now I've seen it. Maybe I'll adjust to it. But what if A&M takes pieces of that? Or we'll draw two high safeties in the beginning and we'll make him play stupid. If he starts to see it, then we'll change it. Now they cover. Let him cheat. Let him think he's got Jeremiah Smith 1-on-1 over top. Boom. Here we go. Whoop. No, got him. And I think that Elko is that type of dude where he can scheme. He's got that Andy Reid type of persona to him.
He does. Like he does.
He's always got something extra in the bag, right? Like and for all right,
he's a note taker too. You don't see a lot of coaches take notes the way he takes notes, and he's always writing something down. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
But he know play action, run the ball, play action, run the ball, cross in, cross. Like we're gonna works here. We're gonna keep feeding, and then when you eat it, we're gonna go the opposite way.
Right.
Watch him do it all. We're gonna feed KC Cassione on a mesh. We're gonna keep giving KC. Oh, you're on the mesh. Give me an up and out to Mario Craven. Bang, gone. And that's what they do.
They're so difficult to cover. Them two should not be allowed to be on the same team, bro.
They fit each other's. They complement each other's skill set. Probably the best in college football.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
And that's not. People will tell me I'm stupid because of Cardell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, but they are similar receivers. One's just He-Man.
Right. They have different ways of going about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like
they're not route runners. Like they can run routes, but they're not like filthy route runners. Cardell Tate is a little bit less muscular than Jeremiah Smith, but they're both go after the ball, attack the ball.
They're specimens. Nah,
Mario Craven can cut you up.
They will route you up 100%.
Casey Concepcion can be an Amon St. Brown.
Wow, I love that comparison.
Runs the ball. He ran the ball many times. His game.
First team All SEC twice, wasn't he? One for all-purpose first team, and then one was
special teams yards like that. Boy got game, and he does. It out
and we knew it when he was at NC State.
And he's not selfish. That's the thing.
At all.
That's why I said I want to say Brown. He was at USC with Michael Pittman and Drake London, bro. And boy ate.
He ate 100%. 100%. I love that comparison. And Texas A&M has a certain amount of closeness to him. Like, they all go over Casey Concepcion's house, and they eat meals, and it's just, that's incredible to see. I love when teams have that type of closeness, and it's not for television. They just genuinely hang out with each other all the time.
So I'm gonna go with A&M. I think A&M gets the upset.
I'm with you.
And then we got Georgia against A&M. Yo, give me A&M Oregon. Give me A&M.
Wow.
In the final, bro.
If it was A&M and Oregon, that scares me a little bit.
I think A&M and Oregon, I think we got a 41-35 game. There's fireworks. There's some defensive plays. It's good.
2 huge fan bases. They will be fighting over those tickets, boy. They will be fighting over those tickets. Hey, man. Listen, we got $3,000 right here. I need 5 tickets. Here go $15,000. I'm at this game. So that would be incredible. That would be outstanding for the sport. Because, people had an idea how good Oregon could be this year, but there was also questions. And then Texas A&M was kind of an afterthought. Like, hey, we need to see Marcel Reed's development heading into the season. And lo and behold, he made that development.
He took the step everybody wanted Marcel to take.
Wow. That is a take. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to know how to make a take? That's a take 100%. That's 100% a great take, man. This was too fun, brother.
I had a blast, man. You with me on A&M Oregon, or you got Georgia?
That would be a tough game, but I continue to say A&M has more ways to beat you than any other team in the country. So yeah, give me an A&M. A&M Oregon will be crazy, and I will probably slightly favor Oregon because of their defense. But that would be an incredible national championship. I wouldn't miss a moment of it. Like, block everything out, turning my phone off. Yeah. Actually, I will block everything else. I'll put my phone on D and then be talking to y'all in the group chat. Like, that will be the national championship we deserve. 100%.
I'm with it. So, hey, it's been a great one. Again,
always,
supposed to be 40 minutes, hour and 10. Come on.
Hey, man, it's like riding a bike. You know how we do.
All right. We'll be back. Hopefully, another day this week, maybe tomorrow. We'll give you another episode.
I'm down, brother. I'm game. Right. Let's
tomorrow,
get it. Yes, sir.
8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We back.
Yeah.
Until next time, KT, take us away.
All right, man. As I always like to say, there are no more victories in the sport that survive in the fans. That's why college football has the greatest regular season. Until next time, same bad time, same bad channel. 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you all tomorrow. Yes, sir. Today I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, aka downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir.